Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are taking on the final stage of the Bardock event, 14-star red Bardock. As soon as I woke up this morning and saw that, I was just like, well, this is going to be fun. But I have completed it already, and it actually wasn't as bad as I was expecting, thankfully. Maybe I just got really lucky. It is very much a possibility. These are the three I ran. But before I get into it, guys, if you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing to the channel and helping us out. We're nearly at 400 subs. Can we get there? I was going to say by the end of the month, but that's just not going to happen because I just realized it's like the 29th. It's the 30th today. Yep, it's the anyway. Right, so so the basic team composition is basically focusing on blast damage and a little bit of defense. And obviously strike attack because this Frieza deals no strike attack. This is one of the best blue equipments I have. It's actually amazing. This is actually pretty damn great as well. And then this one is probably one of my favorite for lineage of evil blast units. It doesn't really matter what you have on your yellow units. Just give them a little bit of attack, mostly defense. That's why I've got this on the Frieza. And I mean, you'll be fine. Obviously the EX equips and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. So without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into it. Alright guys, so there is Bardock. I didn't honestly expect this as a final stage because, let's be honest, it was a bit rough having to use 2 yellow units against the unit that can regen the majority of his health. And pretty much one-shot anyone with a blue card, so that's fun. Basically, the reason I chose these three, obviously Frieza is the blue Frieza is the boost unit, the golden Frieza is an endurance unit, and he gives an extra blue card with his main ability. If you're in a tight spot as well, you can use his green card to counter whatever Bardock does. But also Berta gives, he firstly has an additional vanishing gauge recovery speed, but also he gives a blue card upon his main ability, which is just unreal. So that is also why I chose him. It's just to feed the blue Frieza the blue card, because look at the damage. I'm taking away 2 to 3, maybe 4 life bars per attempt or per hit. So that's amazing. Now I did actually complete this. This was by far the hardest challenge of using 2 yellow units. But for the 2 EX units, I used EX Raccoon and I used EX First Form Blue Frieza. With that, I had literally no issues completing this event. It took me, 2 tries because I lost my Pod Frieza with a perfect vanish and blue card, so I just redid it and I completed it within 140 counts. Doing that method, you'll easily complete the event. With this, I would say if you don't have these 3, you're gonna struggle. Basically what I would say is your next best bet is just using the next yellow units that you can get your hands on that are your strongest. There are a lot of units that you can use. Like if you want to use, for example, Hit would be a pretty solid option. You could also use Final Form Yellow Frieza, the original, the OG, but that's if you're desperate. So replace him with full power Frieza, and I think you can still do it. You've just got to get your evasions right, and you'll be fine. Especially since he does have a boost against Saiyans, so he will do that little bit of extra damage where Berta won't. As you can see, Berta at some point, he actually does attack, but he does 0 damage. So something in this event, just do that side tackle, strike card into a side step to a tackle, side step to a tackle, side step to a tackle, if you want to buy yourself as much time as you can. You have to get the timing down right, otherwise it can counter you and it can go very wrong. But if it doesn't, I mean, you're living your best life. So yeah, apologies if I sound tired again, I just woke up. So that's basically all there is to this event. It's just evading, trying to get all your timing counts back down to 0 with your bench, so if Frieza ever does get hit, or the potential of getting hit, at least you do have an option to sack off one of your yellows. Because that is literally all they're there for, is just fodder. You could just chuck them away at any time. thankfully I didn't actually need to in this. Perfect timing with that blast card, I got really lucky. But as you can see, the blue Frieza is kind of essential to this, otherwise it's going to be very difficult for you to complete. If you don't have him, I'd say your best next bet would be the first form EX Frieza, but I think you'd struggle because he's not great, but in terms of damage, I think he'd get you there in the long run, but it would be such a run against the clock. You'd struggle. Just try farm as many Rising Rushes as you possibly can. I think that's also something that's going to be exceptionally pivotal to this event. I didn't thankfully struggle too much. Like I said, I either got very lucky, like there, it could have perfect vanished straight into that blue card and wiped me out and I could have lost the game. But it didn't, thankfully. So yeah, I took the hit with the Frieza, waited, and then I was just like, nah, minus your key, I don't feel like losing my Frieza. Thankfully, that's it. Just buy time. That's literally all you have to do with your units, is buy time until your blue one can come back. Don't waste your blue cards with your yellow units. Use them only with the blue Frieza. I used one with golden Frieza, the yellow Frieza if I'm not mistaken, just to give him bleed. That didn't help me too much though, because it just didn't wind up doing anything worthwhile, I guess. But obviously don't rush him while he's neutral, otherwise you'll do no damage. You'll deal less than 1 million damage, whereas I was dealing, what, 3 million damage per Rising Rush? So just bear that in mind. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say for this event. As you can see, Berta does 0 damage. The boost against Saiyans is helping the yellow Frieza, but other than that, not much. As you can see, the clock is coming close. It's coming very close. But I had no choice but to stall. I had to stall as much as I can. Thankfully there you can see I'm coming close to my 3rd Rising Rush, so I wasn't even stressed. And I had a blue card in my hand, so I was sorted no matter what happened. There I decided to go with the blast card with the yellow Frieza in case I happened to get countered. At least then the Frieza would be taken out and not my blue one. Yeah, honestly, if I landed it, happy. If I didn't, well, as you can see here, I had just enough key to finish the game. So that was basically just a bait to vanish and win the game. So I'm pretty sure I would have won no matter what happened there. So that's basically it. That's basically it, guys. Like I said, always comes down to a bit of luck. But if you have these 2 units feeding blue cards to Frieza, you can't really go wrong. So I hope this did help you guys. If it did, why not consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I will see you all in the next one.